So load runner, we have 5 components in load runner. What are there means virtual user generator and controller and agent process and load generator and analyzer. Already we explained, right? What is the virtual user generator? What is virtual user generator?
Scripting.
Muhammad,
Yes, sir.
what is virtual user generator? Suraj,
Is a hello?
yeah, Suraj, go continue.
Yeah, is a tool is used for creating testing scripts.
Yeah, we can record the business flow and generate the script statement purpose. We can use for the virtual user generator. So if anyone asks what is a virtual user generator means, okay, we can record the business flow and it will generate the script statement. So yesterday we seen, right, we are executed for the flight booking application, we are recorded and the script statements will be generated. So going to the controller, which purpose we can use controller? Nothing but we need to design the scenario and execute with the multiple user point of view. So once script is completed and we use an virtual user generator, the script we can move to the in controller. We can design the scenario like 100 users or 1000 users or 50,000 users based on that our load. So we need to do for the controller. That is why what is controller means we can design the scenario and execute with the multiple users. Going to the load generator. Load generator means it will be generate the load against the application. So one application you are doing for the some load test means you need for the some load generator, because in that load generator only we need to configure for the 1000 users. We need to mention for the CPU and memory and one machine. We can call it as a load generator, nothing but it's a one of the machine, and we need to call it as a generate the load against the application. It will work with the against to the application load generator. And final one will be analyzer. Analyzer nothing but to analyze the results to find out the bottlenecks. For our performance testing language, we can call it as a bottlenecks. Bottlenecks nothing but issues or errors. This all we can call it as a bottlenecks. What is the analyzer means? Once test is completed, we need to analyze the results to find out the bottlenecks. So it's clear, 5 components. Clear or not? Hello?
Clear.
Yeah. So now we need to go to the load runner architecture. So this is the load runner architecture. So how it will work, I will explain. So we know for these 3 components. What are the components? We use a controller and analyzer. So going to the controller, what we are doing, we need to execute with the multiple users. So I miss one, right, agent process. What is the agent process? Nothing but it is a communication between the controller and load generator. So in these two, we need to communication as an interface between the controller and load generator. Otherwise, to establish the connection between the controller and load generator called agent process. So now we can go to the load runner architecture. So we use a controller analyzer. So we have the LGs nothing but load generators. And after that, we have the web server, application server, DB server. Now, what you are doing means you are entering for the username and password, click on the login button. What will happen means the controller will be sent to the LG using for the agent process. AP nothing but agent process. The request will be going to the LG, and after that LG, the request will send to the web server. Request means login part. And after that, the web server is sent to the application server and DB server. What will happen in DB server? Username, password will be there. Like Jojo Bean will be username, password. In this DB server, it will check for the username, password will be there, not there, it will check. So if it will be there, then what will happen? Time it will be it will be there. Then it is sent to the response. Means it is going as a request like this, and after the request you getting for the some in this response you are get like, okay, in this DB, username password will be there. Okay, go to the next page and it will send to the response to the DB server, application server to the send to the response. And application server is sent to the response to the web server. And web server it is sent to the response to the LG, finally will reach for the controller. So this round trip of request and response, we can call it as a response time. So one login happening. So in that login, how much time it is taking, we are calculating, right? So for example, you can observe yesterday's script is there, right? So this is the script and execution, where is replace script. You can observe. So its login will be there, 3.388 millisecond happen. So what will happen is when you are clicking for the login button, it is going to the LG to web server, app server, and this is the request is coming. Once request is coming, okay, it is checking for the DB side. Okay, username password will be there. Okay, it will be there. Then it will send to the response to the this round trip of request and response. We can call it as a response time. So in login, how much response time it is taken here? 388 milliseconds. So this is the response times. So round trip of request and response, we can call it as a response time. Means one application it is going to the request here, and after that this DB server sent to the response to this controller. This round trip of request and response, we can call it as a response time. If anyone asks for the what is the response time, means what is the answer? Round trip of request and response, we can call it as a response time. It's clear, everyone? So only for today only we have this somewhat like descriptions. This all this will be there. Yesterday onwards, tomorrow onwards, what will happen is everything will be practical only. Okay. So this will be some interview point questions, and same to the is the important point of what is the load runner architecture. If anyone asks me, you need to give for the like this for the architecture. Maybe if anyone asks what are the components, what are the each and every component, what purpose we can use, means you need to give for the answers. So this all will be interview point of very important questions. Now we'll go to the PT life cycle. PT life cycle nothing but performance testing life cycle. So performance testing life cycle are what is the your roles and responsibilities, or which process you are following your organization. Anything anyone asks means everything will be same answer as a PT life cycle only. In the PT life cycle, we have the 10 points will be there. First one will be POC, proof of concept, and non-functional requirements, and next one will be test to plan and workload model, and test to data, and scripting enhancements, and design, test execution, result analysis, reporting, and recommendation. Now you can observe scripting and enhancements where we can do. Which component we can use? Virtual user? Virtual user generator, right?
Yeah, generator.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah, you guys can talk. Okay? Scripting and recording enhancements where we can do means virtual user generator. So after that, in the design, scenario, and execution, where we can do controller, right?
Yeah.
Design and execution we can do for the controller. Then result analysis where we can do for the analyzer component. So these all points up to these onwards will be scripting and recording VSM, and means once this all will be some prerequisites. Maybe if it is a new project is came, so we need to do for the POC, and we also find the non-functional requirements. So these all things we need to do for the if it is a new project, like we don't have anything to client also doesn't know anything, and which tool is supposed to use performance testing point of view, like it is a load runner or JMeter or any tool we need to use, he don't know, and which protocol like web protocol or SAP protocol, which protocol he don't know. So at that time what we need to do means we need to do for the our point of view like is a POC, and after that we need to get for the non-functional requirements. non-functional requirements and test plan and workload model test data. These all things we need to prepare. So now we'll go into the one by one. Proof of concept. Proof of concept, nothing but we should understand the first thing will be application architecture, and we should understand the business flow of the application. And see, you are doing for the POC, nothing but you are giving for the some proof of concept, like which tool is supposed to use, and you need to tell to the client before. Then you need to prepare the proof of concept, like you should understand the architecture, and you should understand the like which tool supposed to buy, and like is a protocol, which protocol we need to use. Based on that simple business scenario, we need to execute and report to the client. Then client, what should he can understand? Okay, I advise as a load runner tool, I executed and I sent that report to the client. Then he saw the results. Okay, this tool is good for our testing point of view. You can go to and start, he told. So that is the point of view we can do for the POC. What is the POC means? We should understand the application architecture. We should understand the business flow of the application. Business flow, nothing but what is the business flow? What is the business flow? Hello? What is the business flow? In flight booking is there. What are the transactions we have?
User ID, login.
Yes, yeah. Launch URL, you and
Launch URL.
press into the login. See, you can observe here. Launch URL, login, click on flights, and find flight and payment details, logout. These all will be transaction. This is the only business flow. So this is the entire business flow. Flight booking business flow means before you need to record the script, you should understand the business flow. Okay, what steps I need to do and what test data I need to enter. And these all things you need to understand. That is the purpose we need to use for the POC. And which tool is supposed to buy, like it is a load runner or JMeter or NeoLoad. So we should be understand, and you need to take any one of the tool, and simple business scenario you can record, and you need to execute that simple business scenario and report to the client. Okay, we are executed in load runner tool, and these are the results. Then client, what will happen? Okay, he will analyze those results. Okay, load runner tool, these results will be good. Then you can start your testing. That is the POC. Everyone understand? So now we'll go with the non-functional requirements. So non-functional requirements, nothing but we need to gather from the some requirements from the client. See, for example, one car will be there. So we need to make that car, means what are the things we need? Anyone can explain? What things we need? We need to make the car. What things we need? Body of the car, like iron, wheels.
Iron, wheels, machines.
Hello,
Engine.
what things we need, man, to make the car? What are things we need?
Wheels, engine, glasses.
Hello, talk loud.
Wheels, engine, glasses,
Yeah,
iron,
glasses, iron, steering,
lights.
clutch. So this all will be requirements. So right, same to in we are doing for the performance testing means we need some requirements we need to gather from the client, like critical business transactions. So critical business transaction means, for example, in our script, so login and flight booking, this all things will be there. Everyone will be login, right? So going to the Facebook application will be there. I will explain. Facebook, what things we can do? Launch the Facebook URL. And after that, what we can do? Login and download video and download video. And after that, what we can do? Watch video.
Share video.
Yeah, good. Share video. Again. Upload image and asset
comment,
like comment
comment,
uh, again like comment. Okay, anything we can do. Charting. Apart from this, that's it, right? Log out.
logo.
Log out. So this is the Facebook application. So everyone will be without launch. Anyone can do for the transactions, so like upload video, download video. Is it possible? Without opening a FB, we need to directly go to the upload video without login also. Not right. So means everyone will be must be launch the Facebook URL. Means this is the one of the CBT. And the login is there. So everyone will be should log in. So not only you log in, right? In that, for example, every day is a number of people will be logging. Means in this each and every transaction, how many number of users accessing that application, number of users accessing means that is the CBT, means critical business transaction. And upload video also, it will take time. Means that is also one of the CBT. And download video is there, that is also CBT, because that is also critical business transaction. Watch also, it will take time. And share video is there, that is also one of the CBT. And upload image is there, that is the CBT. And going to the like is there. So like is you need to do for the likeness. How much time it's take? How much time it will take? You are doing for the like. Okay, any one of the post you are doing for the like. How much time it will take?
Some 0.1 millisecond.
Yes, 0.1 milliseconds. So if you do also same time, it will happen. If I do also same time, it will happen. So very less time it is happening. So this is not, we not consider as a CBT. This will be not a CBT. Means this is not a critical business transaction. Comment. How much time it will take?
That also same.
Yes. So this is also not a CBT.
CBT.
Not a CBT. And going to charting. Is a CBT or not a CBT?
Not a CBT.
But chatting will be CBT, because you are doing for chatting.
Okay,
Sometimes what will happen? It will reach into the server and it will send to the some other person. This is taking for some time. So this is the CBT. And logout, CBT or non-CBT?
CBT.
CBT. So you guys understand, right? What is the CBT means? CBT means critical business transaction. So mostly users accessing that transaction, we can call it as a CBT. So number of users accessing application, we can call it as a CBT. Now that is the one thing we need to gather from the client. Okay, now it's clear, right, everyone? What is the CBT? Now going to the average response time. So we need to ask for the client, like for example, this is the launch login, click on flight will be there. We need to ask for the client. Okay, what is the our average response time of our application? He told as a 2 seconds for the launch. Login is a 2 seconds. Click on flight will be 3 seconds. Find flight will be 3 seconds. Payment will be 4 seconds, and logout will be 2 seconds. So we need to ask for the client, okay, what is the each and every transaction response average response time? This is the average response time. So now you also consider this is the response time, right? So one user point of view, this is the average response time. So you are getting for the transaction response time means this is the average response time. And after that, peak hours and off peak hours. So peak hours, nothing but, for example, Facebook application will be there. So after 4 or after 5 hours, what will happen? That application will be, number of user will be accessed, right? Because everyone is coming to the office, everyone is coming to the college, and everyone will be free. So at that time, what will happen? Everyone will be going to the open Facebook and do further their transaction. So these timings we can call it as a peak hours, means number of users will be accessing that application. So we need to ask for the client. We need to ask for the client for your application. What are the peak hours? For example, Facebook will be there 5 to generally 9 o'clock will be peak hours. Off peak hours will be there. Where is what time is the off peak hours? For example, you can observe morning 5 to up to 9 also not much load will happen in that Facebook application. So we need to ask for them. Okay, morning 5 to 9 will be my off peak hours. So you need to, these all details you need to ask from the client, and you need to get these details. And we need to ask for the which pages are mostly accessing the users, like which pages users will be accessing. And apart from this, we have to gather from the CPU and memory utilization. What is the CPU and what is the memory utilization of this application? So these are the non-functional requirements we need to gather from the client. So what are requirements we need to gather from the client? CBT, critical business transaction. Hello. Respond here. Mohammed, are you there? Suraj.
Yes, son. We have.
See, why you are not guys not responding? You are doing any other work apart from this?
No.
Then why you are not responding? I'm asking, right? Not only Suraj, everyone I am telling why you guys are not responding. And your friend of also there, right? What are the non-functional recommend? I'm asking. What are the non-functional recommends?
CBT.
CVT, average response time, peak hour.
Because and which pages are mostly accessed the users, and apart from this, CPU and memory utilization.
Yes.
So this everything will be client to know. Okay, he will provide this all details like CBT, server response time, peak hours, or peak hours. Maybe client doesn't know. We have the 3 cases divided. Maybe client doesn't know application, and application is production. And client doesn't know application, and application not in production. And client doesn't know application, and application not in production, and no competitor. So going to the first case, client doesn't know application, application production. Production nothing but what happened? Means application will be already will be there in website, like in production already application will be running, and so everything is running. So at that time, how you need to find our non-functional requirements? Like we need to like using for the production logs or site technical tool, are using for the like historical data of the last 1 year. We need to take for the historical data of the last 1 year, and then we need to ask for the which pages are mostly accessing the users, and what is the peak hours, what is the off peak hours, and these all details we can gather from the, we need to gather, because client doesn't know. So if he know, then he will provide these all things, but we don't know, but application will be production. So at that time, what we need to miss, we need to using for the production log, like we need to take for the historical data of the last 1 year and last 1 month data, and we need to take for that data, and we need to find which pages are mostly accessing the users, and which URL mostly number of times it is using. So these all things we need to find it. And going to the second case, this time what will happen is application not in production, client doesn't know, and application not in production. So at that time, what we need to do is we need to using the competitor nothing but, so we are doing for the ICICI Bank is our project. So client doesn't know for the ICICI Bank what are the our non-functional requirements, but we know for the HDFC Bank already there. So our competitor will be HDFC Bank. Using that competitor, we need to find for the non-functional requirements, like it is the banking application, right? Related application. And we also do for the launch login, and after that beneficiary add, fund transfer, and everything will be same, right? Bank to bank. So we have the any competitor will be there. Using that competitor, we need to find for the our non-functional requirements. That is for the second case. Going to the third case, client doesn't know application and application not in production. So this time what will happen means application not in production and we don't have competitor also. Means we are doing for the ICICI Bank, but we don't have any bank application. As just an example. So at that time, what we need to do? We don't have application production and no competitor also. Means what we need to do means we need to like ask to the directly customer how many number of directly coming to the core business, like we need to convert our core business to online business, like we need to ask for them how many number of coming. So they told as a okay 1 lakh users will be directly is coming. Okay, then we need to calculate for the 1 lakh users. So okay, directly is coming how many users? 1 lakh users. Then we need to ask for them how many they are registered, online registered, how many they are registered. In the 1 lakh, 10% users will be registered. So in 1 lakh, 10% means how much? Hello? In 1 lakh,
Can you come
10%,
again?
in 1 lakh, 10% means how much?
10,000.
10,000. See, I'm just asking for the percentage of 10%. So 10,000 total. How many number of means just we are asking for the customer. Like he told as a 1 lakh users will be coming to the direct. In that we need to ask them how many number of registered users. He told as a in that 1 lakh users 10% users only registered. One lakh users. 100. See, 10,000 will be registered users. Then we need to ask for the again in that 10,000 users, how many are regular users, regularly coming? We need to ask for them. Then in 10,000, 10% users will be regular. Then how much it will come? 10,000, 10% is
1,000.
1,000. Okay. 1,000. Then we need to ask for them how many are active users in that 1,000 users. How many active are? He told us in that 10% means how much? Finally 100 users. So we finally find for the total users will be 100 users will be coming for the direct. So we need to ask for the like this, and we need to find our non-functional requirements like how many which pages are mostly accessing the